This show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
If you want to live a more empowered life, therapy can get you there.
Visit BetterHelp.com/Poundcast today to get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Poundcast.
And you know what, Brent? Look at this. Louisville vegan jerky.
Kung Pao.
This is Kung Pao.
Or is that pronounced Kung Pao?
We don't know. But all I know is the flavor is really good. And they are our sponsor, lvjco.com. Go there if you want to get such flavors as maple bacon, smoked black pepper, perfect pepperoni, or the one I'm eating now, Kung Pao, and many other delicious flavors. And I brought you a Jamaican jerk today.
Oh, he jerked me off earlier today.
LVJco.com is the home of Louisville vegan jerky. This stuff is made in the USA, bagged in the USA, has a shelf life of 9 months. And look at this stuff, plant-based. This is plant-based jerky. And
they've got flavors like these. They've got these other new flavors like honey barbecue. They've got cowboy steak. They've got cherry chipotle. I was eating, you know what I had I was eating some of recently was the Carolina barbecue. That's a good flavor. And you know what else I liked was buffalo dill. That was a good flavor. You know what makes the buffalo dill, what I like about it?
the dill?
The dill. The dill is good.
The dill is good. So look, if you want to get 20% off your order, go to lvjco.com. Use the code word Poundcast for 20% off. And look, wow, this stuff is certified gluten-free, non-GMO. I don't even know what to tell you after that. It's just, I can't get enough of it.
Hey, well, there's some good flavors out there. You definitely want to check out those flavors. They're fun.
Check out the flavors.
They're a lot of fun, and
we love it. We love Louisville vegan jerky.
It's a fun time. Yeah.
I'm gonna have another piece of my Kung Pao right now. Okay, so today, oh, you know what? Before we get started, one other thing we'd like to mention. We're making more Pound House episodes, and we have a crowdfunding campaign. It's been pretty successful so far. It's on Indiegogo. Just Google Indiegogo Pound House if you want to contribute. We're almost at our goal. But you know what? If we hit that goal and you haven't contributed and you want to chip in,
I was trying to do it on his screen.
If you love Pound House and we made you laugh in the past, show us a little respect. Show us a little respect. We're not going to let you down because we're stoked to make the best season of Pound House that we can. Can't wait to get started on that. Indiegogo.
That's for that.
Pound House. It's pinned on my social media, or it's near the top on my social media pages. Doug Pound. DOUGGPOUND. On Twitter and Instagram.
If you want bonus content from the Poundcast, go to patreon.com/Poundcast.
And our Patreon is funded by listeners and viewers like you. And that's really what keeps this show going. That's what keeps us chugging along. Today we have Maylee Todd on the show. Musician. Comedian. Apparently.
Yeah.
Clown. Personal trainer. Canadian. And we had a great chat with her. She has an awesome new record out. I guess it's from last year, but I still consider it new. It's called Maloo. Maloo.
It's good.
It's good. And we had a blast, and we talked to her a little bit on After Dark about fake women.
Fake girls and
digital fake.
And bad shows.
We did. And patreon.com/Poundcast to listen to the Unzipped section of the show. Is that about it for today?
YouTube.com/ThePoundcast for video and clips.
That's how you can watch this, because we are being filmed by Aaron Bruntgart in the back at All Things Gone.
Live editing.
All right, well, let's get on with the show.
Line editing, they call
I guess we can get on with the show. Roll the clip.
Is there anything else? Okay, yeah, I think so. There's some dates. We'll mention them at the end of the show.
We'll mention them at the end of the show. We'll mention all this stuff at the end. Let's roll the clip.
Okay, let's roll a clip.
Doug and Brent talking to each other. Doug and Brent, what will they talk about today? Doug and Brent are talking to some pimples. Doug and Brent will talk to their friends, and Doug and Brent talking on the Poundcast. Welcome to the Poundcast. Today we have our good friend Maylee Todd is here.
Yep. Hi.
And you put out a new album called Malou.
That's right. Yeah.
It's about, what would you say, it came out a year ago? Last year?
Yeah, March 22. Yeah.
I was going to listen to an earlier album, but then I just skipped to Malou.
Yeah, you got to go to the latest because they're all very different.
You don't skip to Malou?
Yeah, my
Okay.
darling.
All right.
Sorry, Doug.
I thought you were like so good at playing along that I didn't even know you were playing along.
That's what her fans do, is skip to my Lou.
Yeah.
When they're listening to it,
Yeah.
that's
What is Skip to My Lou anyhow? Is that a dance? Is that like a way to actually skip?
skip
That's what we do
skip
here.
to my
We
Lou.
learn.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
going to look
learning.
that
Oh,
up.
it must
Yeah.
be some sort of square
Like a
dance.
song.
It's probably some sort of barnyard style dance, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay,
Yeah.
it's not.
Line
Your
dancing?
album is Maloo.
Yeah.
This is Skip to My Lou.
Oh,
Skip
my
to my
bathroom.
Lou.
Oh, my bathroom.
No,
My Lou,
'cause
my darling.
My LOU.
My
Okay.
LOU. Skip to Lou, my darling. Lou,
Oh.
skip to my Lou.
Oh.
Right?
Skip to My Lou is a popular American partner stealing dance from the 1840s.
Oh, yeah.
Barnyard, I said.
So yeah,
Barnyard.
I knew it was a dance, but it's a partner stealing. You steal your partner.
Huh. This is the first signs of cheating. First dance, a cheat dance.
So, apparently Abraham Lincoln, it was a popular party game of his youth in southern Indiana
Abraham Lincoln.
with such verses as "Hurry up, slowpoke, oh do, and I'll get her back in spite of you. Gone again, what shall I do? And I'll get another girl sweeter than you."
Is that one poem or is that his?
I think
his journal, or?
that
Is that part
I
of the
think that's some of the
Gettysburg
lyrics
Address?
in the song.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, I guess John A. and Ellen Lomax wrote that Skip to My Lou was a simple game of stealing partners or swapping partners in square dancing. Okay, so they skip around and then they skip to My Lou. I don't know if Lou is maybe
Is the
short for
partner.
left. I don't
All
know.
right.
Skip to my Lou.
Lou. Skip
I
to
think
my
it's
left.
Captain Lou, the wrestler, I think.
Oh, wait. Lou is a Scottish word for love.
Oh.
So that's
Oh.
what
Skip to
people
my
think
love.
is skip to my love, I guess.
Skip to my
Ah.
love.
Now we know.
Yeah.
Sometimes your
that's
heart
nice.
skips a beat. You know what I mean? Maybe it has something to do with that.
Yeah.
So your heart skipping a beat because, someone
He-
takes your beats away.
Abraham Lincoln has a lot of love in his heart, and he's got a lot of love to give.
And you got a lot of love to share
Yeah.
and a lot of love to steal.
Yeah. Which is doesn't
Started
feel
off
like
as a
love.
crook.
Yeah. Now it doesn't feel like love.
Now he doesn't seem like the greatest president ever.
Abraham
Yeah.
Lincoln was a bit of a swindler now, wasn't
He's
he?
a bit of a thief.
What a
bit of a
rascal.
partner thief.
He was hiding all those things in his hat.
Now, when you called your album Malou, why did you call it that?
Well, clearly I was inspired by Abraham himself. Just a play on my name. Actually, amongst my personal training days, I also took care of children. At some point, I worked as like an aftercare teacher, and they called me Malou, and they actually had a Lou language, and so they were the children of Ew. And
Wait, what? What's ew language?
they'd just be like, Malou, Ew, I love you, you. Like, it was very cute.
That's cute.
So my nickname was Malou.
And you were a personal trainer.
Yeah, in my mid-20s to my early 30s. Yeah.
You made people buff?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, and I got buff too.
Really?
Creatine. Loved me some creatine at the time.
You were really
Not
swole.
super buff.
Okay.
I wasn't super buff because I don't even know if that's like possible for my size, but I got there.
What is
12 inches.
What is creatine?
Creatine is a way to keep water in your muscles. So you just get more buff. I
So
think it's like dangerous. though.
Fake muscles
Really?
filled
Yeah.
with water.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
It's different than Ovaltine.
It's different than Ovaltine.
So if you put a pin in your muscle, it just pops like a water balloon or something like that?
pop out some water,
Pop
and you
some
can
out.
like get a little sippy off your sippy cup.
Oh, yeah.
But
if you're dehydrated, you just,
If you dehydrate,
something
get a
like
little
that.
sippity do.
Yeah.
Skip to Malou.
And how did you go from personal trainer to musician?
hold on. Before you get through there, I'm just thinking about
I'm asking you, like really lame questions.
a really buff guy. Imagine him. He's in the desert. He's stranded in the desert by himself. Or maybe he's with another person, and all he has is his muscles, but they're just water, you know?
Filled with creatine.
Yeah, and they're thinking, and they're out of water, and they're just so parched, you know, and they're thinking, oh man, I gotta find, I'll waste one, you know, bicep or whatever, and they pop it, they drink it, and slowly he's just becoming a smaller and smaller man, you know, with no muscles, because he has to do that to survive the desert. Just imagine that buff man, and he has to sacrifice his muscles to survive.
That's a sacrifice that he should be
That's
making.
a movie that you need to write.
Yeah.
And I think you need to star in it too.
Oh yeah.
We got to get you some creatine
Oh yeah.
in a workout regimen.
Sure.
Instead.
Imagine me buff though. I mean, can
That'd
you
be
imagine?
cool. Just your biceps?
Everything.
Amazing.
If
My
more,
neck.
Yeah, let's just get your neck going.
Yeah.
I think
Just one, just my one big neck muscle. It's
Yeah.
got all the muscle goes in my neck.
Many ties.
maybe if the world does go through a drought and there's a scarcity of water, which doesn't seem likely because it's been raining like crazy, but say it happens, maybe one solution is to get everyone buff on creatine, and then they could be like camel people.
Yeah.
So then they could like go for long
Camel people.
Yeah, they can go for long periods
Now
of
that's
time
a
with no
movie.
water.
That's
That's what it's called. Camel people.
Yeah,
Camel
right.
people.
We love that.
Invasion of the camel people.
The island of camel people.
Planet of the camel people.
The planet of the
Yeah,
planet of the camel people.
people.
Planet of the camel.
It'll be like-
Humanimals and camel people.
It'll be like
together
the
as one.
answer to water world. It'll be planet of the camel people.
So this
So anyway.
anyway, that's interesting. So, personal trainer, yeah. So
Yeah,
and
How
you
how did you get into it? Let's go back.
Okay.
Let's bounce around in time like a Tarantino movie.
We love that.
So
we love that.
how did you get into personal training? So is this back in Canada where you're from?
This is back in Canada. This is I'm from a small town called Oak Ridges, and I worked as a receptionist first at a gym, but I was not into any kind of fitness. I was eating McDonald's. I was a junglist at the time, if you will.
a junglist?
Yeah, plur, peace, love, unity, respect. And
You mean you were like
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought you were going to, raves and
she's a
stuff.
Yeah.
That's what she
Yeah.
That's where you were.
Yeah,
Okay,
she was.
got it.
that's
Okay, okay.
that
Were you
era,
making
that
a
stage.
making a jungle, or were
Yeah.
you just DJing a jungle?
I just had the jerseys. I was part of crews, the t-shirts, and just
did you
dancing.
have the Jankos?
Oh,
I did
okay.
have some techniques and had records and stuff like that.
Ronnie Size.
Ronnie Size, yeah,
Goldie.
breakbeat era, yeah. We were
Who else
laughing.
is the top jungle artist?
Geez, Shy FX,
there you go, Shy
you know,
Effects.
some classics.
George.
Yeah,
I don't know, I'm
also
just
known as.
It's probably somebody called George.
of the
It's gotta
jungle. Of
be.
the jungle.
Oh,
I don't know. I was
George
just
of the
joking,
Jungle, right.
but
Yeah.
There has
Yeah.
to be a jungle song called George of the Jungle.
right.
And then I started
Tarzan.
getting brainwashed because I was working as a receptionist, and I just see all these fit people coming in and out, and so I was like, maybe I should start working out. And then I started to work out, and my muscles started to get huge, and I was like, this is cool. I can teach someone else how to do this if I'm doing this to myself. And then I got CanFit Pro certification and started working at the gym. And gym culture is pretty interesting and really fun. Lots of characters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Loads of characters.
How big did you get? Did you compete in anything?
No, I didn't compete, but I did. I got my biceps up to 12 inches because we have to measure everything.
Radius.
Wow. So
Rates.
how big is that?
So 2 feet. 2 feet thick.
How big is that? Oh yeah. Radio.
Well, that's. I wonder what
That's
mine are.
probably
Wait.
around your size there, Ronnie size. Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa,
okay.
there we go. Now we're talking, we're walking, and we're stucking. Yeah. Shakira. Boom, selecta. Ha, ha, ha.
I think I'm gonna start
So-
wearing sleeveless shirts this summer.
Well, when I flex, you look like this. I'm gonna flex. Watch this.
Whoa, that's a camel bicep.
Pretty good, huh?
Wait, let me try one.
We got to put some creatine in there.
This is for the YouTube viewers only.
Yeah, I can't.
When it comes to like a point.
It's a middle finger. Just middle finger.
Watch this. Watch this. Oh, we can't.
wait, you gotta-
we gotta get into the zone.
Yeah.
See, this is a cool look. Like, then I have my
yeah, that's
my
good.
80s look, my 80s shoulder pad look. That's what we want.
Oh yeah,
we want,
just one side.
we want-
when you flex,
we want
it
the
becomes
natural.
a shoulder pad.
Yeah.
Did you see, what's the weirdest character you saw in the gym culture?
I gotta say, probably Essay.
Who's Essay?
Essay had a lot of different children with a lot of baby mamas. He did wear a Bluetooth in his ear and a cool leather jacket. Kind of looked like he was on the Fast and the Furious. At that stage, I was like transitioning to Humber College to get into comedy writing. And he knew this. And so he pitched to me some comedy ideas.
Was he trying to make you another baby mama?
Maybe. I think he was like pitching to me that also. And he was like, he pitched me this script called Cheetah Man, going back to our Humanimals idea here, where he's like fast like a cheetah, but he's cheating and he's a man.
Oh.
And it was pretty hilarious.
Sounds,
It's-
wonder who would pick that up. Like, what was that one show that was kind of like a show for dudes? It was on
Maxim magazine?
like a Maxim magazine kind of
Okay.
show.
Oh, there was a Maxim show.
No.
I don't know.
Remember that like,
The Man Show? Oh, yeah.
well,
The
there
Man
was
Show.
that, but there was more of like, I feel like, maybe I'm thinking of something else, but I feel like on that one channel, remember Andre
Fuel.
Hyland? Fuel. Was there a show on Fuel?
Wasn't there a show with Sean Patton and Jay Larson? Oh, something.
Best
yeah.
bars in America. Nah. Which, those guys are hilarious, but that's not it.
Fuel.
I'm just thinking of something else, but I digress.
Anyway,
What
it
was
sounds like
called?
a
What was that
Spike-
called?
Spike TV.
Spike TV.
Spike TV. I remember Spike
Spike
TV.
TV.
Spike TV had that great show,
That could have been on Spike TV.
Toshio's Castle.
That guy.
You know Toshio's Castle?
No.
Yeah,
Oh my
they
God,
they
it's the
they,
best show.
they dubbed it though.
Yeah, they dubbed
and
it because Toshio's Castle. That's the original game show, Japanese game show. But what was it called?
That guy. Oh, well, it was called Extreme something or
Oh,
other.
yeah.
It was
yeah,
kind of
yeah, I love that show.
ETX.
Yeah.
It was something like
That's what they're falling in
XTC.
the mud and they're
Yeah,
trying
and
to
they're
get
like
to the obstacle.
wearing-
XTC Extreme. And
Oh,
but
so
that
funny.
guy, by the way, I think he was in the movie Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. You know that movie?
I
What guy?
remember that movie.
The guy the Takashi guy or whatever. What is his name? Yeah.
Oh.
And I want to say that guy was involved. Somehow was involved. He's involved with video games somehow. Anyway,
I don't even know what guy I thought we were talking about.
he's
from the castle. Is it Takashi then? I think
Takashi, yeah.
That's it. Thank you.
and
Gotcha.
he was in Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, and he, Ryuichi Sakamoto's in the movie too.
Yeah,
he's
and he did the soundtrack.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
That's the only reson why I know that movie.
oh yeah,
It's from-
it's
just
a
'cause of the
good
soundtrack.
movie. And David Bowie's in it, and
Amazing.
but anyway, that guy's in it. Anyway, whatever. Sorry, there's just a little extra something
Little
for people
jammers.
who care. For people who care.
Somebody might care.
Someone cares. I care.
Okay, good.
So-
I forgot what I was
So
even
Cheetah Man,
questioning about.
right?
Cheetah Man.
We're gonna
So cool.
pitch it.
Cheetah Man.
Yeah, that was his deal, and it's exactly like the title. He'd like sleep with someone, they'd like wake up or come to, and then he'd be gone in a flash,
And that's the show?
and that's it. Yeah, over and over again, scenarios like that over and over again. Quite narcissistic.
And that's how he is a multiple baby mama.
That's right,
daddy.
millionaire. Yeah.
Did it at all kind of somewhat work on you a little bit?
Probably not. No, but I enjoyed his energy. Yeah, around the gym.
Well,
yeah.
that's cool that I didn't realize that you got it. You went to college for comedy writing.
Yeah.
So
It was stressful
Why?
because I had no idea what I was doing. It was like hella stressful, but it was cool. It was like a good learning experience.
Did that lead into any show busy jobs?
I ended up working at Second City for a bit.
Like the one in
their touring
Toronto?
company in Toronto. Yeah. And so it was like a lot of the content and the writing. A lot of the writing was kind of like don't do drugs. Kind of sketches where we'd like juggle tomatoes, and then your friend comes in and you force them to like juggle tomatoes, And then they're like, don't force me to juggle tomatoes. You go, it's cool. We're all juggling tomatoes.
Uh-huh.
And that's like the teachable moment. And then at the end, I was the kind of Asian girl. There was the kind of black guy. There was the Jewish person and the white girl. And then we all rapped at the end. It was terrible. It was a terrible, terrible time. And we all wore colored shirts.
So then you're like, I gotta become an electronic musician.
Yeah, that's it. I'm out. I'm out of here. I don't want to rap. I don't want to, reggae. I'm not.
Well, you can clearly
do
sing
that.
very well. Did you always sing?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was like a young person. My dad was an Elvis impersonator, so he very much inspired me.
No way.
Yeah. We'd go to the Elvis conventions in Collingwood.
Was he a trained musician also?
Not really. Kind of self-taught.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The Elvis conventions in where?
Collingwood, Ontario, which is like further north, a small
I
town.
thought you said like Collywood, like it's Hollywood.
Fake
Named after somebody named Collie.
Toronto.
Like
Collywood, all up in Collywood.
Did he, when he's not impersonating Elvis, did he look like Elvis? Or does he look like Elvis?
Not really, no. He's a locksmith by trade. He's a locksmith. His father was a locksmith, but his father's part-time gig, he was the great Toddini. So he was like an escape artist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which was pretty interesting. And I feel like he was like the OG conspiracy theorist for his time. Because he was
what years was he?
I guess in the 50s.
Your grandpa?
Yeah.
Huh, the great Toddini.
The great Toddini.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What were some of his conspiracy theories in the 50s?
Well, he loved...
Hitler didn't do it?
He had a bunch of books where he'd cut out newspaper clippings, and he actually was in the Toronto Star. So he was obsessed with UFOs, and he'd collect like anything. And like in the 50s, UFOs were like a huge deal, of course. And for him, like this is kind of classic Todd also. Last name is Todd. Classic Todd, where it's like my grandfather was in the Toronto Star. He claimed he was hit by a UFO. His car was hit by a UFO. And so you see him, he's like kind of like a greaser dude, and he's like sitting down, like pointing at the damage on his car. And he's also pissed that like insurance doesn't cover UFO damage too. So we got a couple deals going on there for sure. God bless him.
Do you think
R.I.P.
maybe, I'm not saying he's lying, but maybe he ran into a wall or something and then said, "Oh, a UFO hit me."
Yeah, I feel that's
I
probably
shouldn't pay
more.
for this. This is not my fault. A UFO.
Yeah.
It should be like UDO, unidentified driving object.
Right.
So it flew out of space and hit him and flew back?
Yeah, I guess that's
that the
sort of how
story?
he justified it. Yeah.
I want to know what happened.
Well,
Yeah.
I wonder if something just, in a way, from his perspective, a wall was flying towards him, and he didn't know what it was. It was unidentified in his mind, and therefore it was a UFO.
Okay.
That
Or it
could
was a
be.
pole,
Yeah, and he didn't
know what the pole was.
Yeah.
UFO.
And from his perspective, it's flying towards him,
Yeah,
even though he's
yeah.
flying towards it. But, it's all relative.
Yeah.
And so therefore, it's true.
Yeah. That could be it.
I believe it.
And
Yeah.
therefore, he was telling the truth
Yeah.
from his perspective.
He's going to like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when did you move? Okay, let's keep going with the interview part. So you got a conspiracy theorist, locksmith, the great Toddini, grandpa. Is he still out there?
No. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Then you got the king.
We got the
As
king.
is your
You got
dad.
the king.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
He was
the
also a locksmith
and then the
Yeah, king of locksmiths.
Do you ever mess around with locks?
when I was a kid.
Oh, really? Can you pick locks?
Yeah.
Are you good at that now?
No.
You
No,
couldn't
no.
pick a lock now?
No. Only
Have you
if
ever locked yourself out of your place and
Oh, yeah.
and got
many
yourself
times.
in?
I've locked myself out of my room and then got myself in with a knife. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Easy.
Are you...
Not deadbolts. You can't do deadbolts.
Okay, you can't do that?
Yeah,
No.
that's a tough one.
Uh-huh. But your dad could, probably?
Maybe. Yeah.
Without damaging the lock?
Well, that's a question for him. Now we gotta give him
Yeah.
a ring. Yeah.
Call him up. Get him on the line.
Yeah, it's
AT&T.
getting hard.
I actually have a master lock with a twisty on it. I watched so many YouTube videos of people cracking them. I couldn't do it.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Because I lost a combo like decades ago. It was just like in a drawer, and I'm like, I could use this for the gym. I don't want to get a new lock. I kept watching these YouTube tutorials. Spin it this way until you hear a click, and then add 10 to that, and then I'll
It's like a Rubik's Cube.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah, it's a puzzle.
Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Gotta call my dad.
can I just send it to Toronto?
Yeah, send it through. Yeah, ship it there.
Is your dad stoked about what you're doing now?
I think so. Yeah,
Because
he's an entertainer by heart, right?
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
he gets to live vicariously through me in some way.
Your music sounds like you have a background in music. No?
Not at all. I
Really?
could.
she's a
No.
junglist.
Yeah, I
No,
mean
it
that's
just-
about as far as it goes.
That's why I was wondering if your dad was trained or had a background.
Yeah, there's
because
something about it that's like
Well, it's very-
sounds advanced with
it's
like different.
musically deep.
Ooh, oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, and there's, the kind of phrasings and harmonies that somebody who knows about music is using, and at least from what I heard, and from that
Amazing.
Malu, the Malu album. Is it Malu or?
Yeah, Malu. Yeah, you got it.
I was thinking Malu for some reason, but
That's okay. People do that with my name, Maylee. Maylee or
uh-huh.
Maylee?
But it's Maylee.
Yeah, Maylee.
Maylee. It's my liege.
Yes.
And it's just short for my liege, and but it's very musical. I mean, in that it's musically rich.
Oh, well, thank you.
It seems like there's jazzy elements.
Definitely jazzy
jazzy
elements,
elements that, and I feel like people know music when they are using jazzy elements, but maybe you're just
Making it up.
making it up. Yeah.
Remember, I am an improviser. It's
Yeah,
like
that's,
it's-
what it so it came in handy
Yeah.
after all.
How do you go about writing your music?
I think every album is always different. So this album, I use something called a tenorion, which is like a Japanese sequencer, and
Is that
little
one?
light box. Yeah, so it's like a little light box, 32 buttons on it. They light up. They have like different modes.
Yeah, that thing's awesome.
It's super cool. It's
Is that the Yamaha piece?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, and it was.
I know it.
Yeah, you know your stuff.
I love that thing. I was trying to buy one. I wanted one, but they're like super rare.
They only like I think manufactured a few, and then
they
they
get
stopped
snatched
production.
up on eBay quick.
Yeah.
I told her this already, but I'm telling this so that the listeners and viewers can know, is that when I heard the music, aside from it sounding jazzy, but it also reminded me of video game music. And I told you that, and your response was that this device was made or designed by a guy who worked in video games.
Yeah, totally. Toshio Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca?
Yeah. He was a multimedia artist, and then he created this DS game
Electroplankton.
Plankton, that's
Yeah.
it. And then that's kind of like a musical fun little toy.
And his first game is a game that I coincidentally have, and I acquired in, I don't know, a year or so ago, maybe just a year ago. It's called Otaki, and it's for the Famicom disk system, and which it was a console that used floppy disks, and it's a musical game. It's a shoot 'em up game, but it's you shoot people to the beat, and you make them, depending on the direction in which you shoot, it changes the notes. You make the melody up to the beat.
Oh, cool!
It's really
cool.
inventive.
Yeah,
and it's from 1987, I think, or something.
Probably sounds pretty amazing too.
I like to shoot to the beat when I do my guns.
Yeah.
I got like my 9 is like the snare. It's like, and then I got like a kick drum. It's kind of like a shotgun. It's like
a lot of ammo.
Yeah, when I
How
go
much ammo
out,
do you
out
got?
doing my drive-bys, at least they're like, hey, you know what? This kind of
He's
slaps.
okay.
This kind of slaps though.
Yeah.
The guy's dead. He's dying on the ground. He's like, "It's a good beat."
He's like, the beat's fire though.
He's like,
Lo-fi beat. I like it.
He's like, "Oh, let me do a couple lines before I die."
Yo, let me get a verse on there.
Yeah.
I'm dying right now. I want to play like a clown. I don't know.
That's cool.
I'm not good at rhyming.
Yeah.
But you
now
do
got
clowning.
beats.
Speaking of clowning, you do clowning now.
Yeah, well, I tried it.
No,
That
she's
was
a
fun.
clown now?
Is that right? You
Yeah,
do
I
clown.
tried it. Yeah, I gave it a shot. And I had a blast. And I didn't know what the hell it was.
She didn't
When
know
I
anything
signed
about
up.
the clowning scene.
Yeah.
She just took a clown class.
I didn't know
yeah,
it was
here.
a thing. Yeah.
Oh,
New
really?
to LA. No idea. Just trying things out.
And what was your thought?
I was thinking that I had to paint my face white like a clown. And
Okay,
then,
you thought it was going to be more kind of
like
classic clown, the way you kind of knew it as growing up or whatever.
Totally. No
And
idea.
And then
I'm surprised these new clowns, or the classic clowns, don't rise up against these new clowns.
so were you
Tim Curry.
surprised when it
Because
turned out to be like, it turned out to be butt juice and stuff like that? Or,
No makeup at all.
You know what? I was kind of into it. I was like, yeah.
Penises
This is
and butt
great.
juice.
Yeah. Why not? People get to
vaginas.
rub their Jennies together, Gen X.
Yeah,
And,
the Gen Xs.
That's not what happened though. In your class?
No, not at all. It was all like,
It was probably a lot
of
of
that
crying,
stuff.
right? Did they make you cry?
no, thank goodness.
But did they make other people cry in the class?
No, thank
Oh,
goodness.
okay.
But I did hear stories, and I was like worried. I heard
Mm-hmm.
like the day before that, like,
Who taught the class?
Chad, I forget his last
Oh,
name.
Chad
Damiani.
Yes, that's
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
nice
it was
guy.
a lighter side of it. Wasn't hardcore clowns.
Yeah, that's the thing. I heard that.
Was there nudity in
It
the
was
class
light
though?
clowns.
No, everyone just
Oh.
wore black like drama teachers.
Really?
Like,
Perfect.
okay,
Yeah.
everyone get naked and strip before me. I need to see
That's
your
what
soul laid bare.
That's how they audition you. They have to like.
Welcome to clown class.
Is
Get
that-
naked.
Yeah.
Why? Why is that a thing?
Dr-
Why is
welcome
that a
to
thing?
clown-
I heard
It is,
that.
though.
But
when I think
why?
Some of these clowns, I'm just
Neo
saying, some
clowns.
of these neo clowns,
Neo-clowns.
some of these new neo clown conservatives
Neo-clownsies.
are real extreme.
Yeah, but
They are.
Why?
They're extreme. There's a lot of nudity, butt juice, things like that. You know?
Just
Okay.
sloppy stuff, liquid.
Sloppy
Why,
stuff,
why,
foods.
why the crying thing? Like, you're shit. Take off your clothes.
They do that.
Shame on you.
It's a thing. A lot of people I know taking these clown classes, they go through some rigorous thing where they end up crying. And there's
Wow.
crying in this stuff, but not you.
And is that just to like break you down and then
Something like
manipulate
that.
you and
Maybe
create a cult, or
I don't know. Yeah, throw away the ego. I don't know. I don't know
Okay,
what it is.
that's probably
Be
more so.
vulnerable. Something.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. It sounds.
Throw away the
very
ego
sadistic.
and throw away the key, but you're a locksmith, so no big deal.
dingle dangle it. Why don't you?
It's neo clown style is.
It's not really called neo clown though, is it?
I call it that now. I think
Yeah.
that's the
I
new
think you
word
just
for it.
Coin that, but it would be funny to do a prank where like we dress up as clowns and we like pick it in front of the Elysian Theater.
Yeah.
We're like,
We do classic stuff.
Like,
We're doing juggling.
clowns
Yeah.
aren't. These clowns are. What
These are
would the signs
fakers.
say? Like
No butt juice. It's a big. It says
clowns
butt juice.
against clowns
Butt
with
juice.
clowns need makeup, or you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
What about the nose?
Yeah.
What about the nose?
I don't know.
Keep your clothes on.
Yeah.
This is
The
for
nose.
children.
Okay,
Yeah.
back to your music.
This is, yeah,
guys
this
should
is
try-
for circuses.
You guys should try a clown class.
I'll take one with Brent.
I'll say this. I do, when it comes to new clown stuff, I either whenever a clown performer comes on, I go to the back of the room or I leave the room because I'm afraid of getting something on me.
Oh yeah, right.
A liquid of sorts, butt juice maybe, or whatever, or a genital. I'm
you
afraid
think
of getting a
Gallagher was-
genital on me.
Do you think Gallagher was the first neo clown?
He could have been the first neo clown, yeah.
Yeah. Because people would bring the plastic.
They bring the plastique, yeah.
I'm loving all these perspectives here.
That's kind of fun though. Like bringing plastic and raincoats to a.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start doing that.
Yeah.
Like we're at the
There you
clown show. We got to bring.
Well,
Get
hey,
an umbrella?
if you know what to expect at a show and you want to get wet, then yeah, bring the suit. Go.
I'll sit front row.
Actually, there was. Oh yeah, you want to get blasted on?
Well, R.I.P. Gallagher, but I would like to get blasted with a watermelon bit. The Gallagher show.
Would you? You'd get blasted by the watermelon?
Yeah. If I got my plastic.
Sludge-o-matic.
Sludge-o-matic.
Oh my gosh, hilarious. I'm telling. By
Who?
the way.
Who's R.I.P. You might tell Gallagher too.
Gallagher 2.
There's
Gallagher too.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's his brother.
Oh.
He carried on the Gallagher. He was doing it at Gallagher 2 even when Gallagher was alive.
Yeah, many years.
He's the OG. Gallagher 1 is the OG.
Gallagher 1 came first, yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah,
we love this.
That would be funny if
Gallagher 2 was
first.
Was
And
the
guy
original
goes,
original?
that's a good idea. Gallagher 2. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do that, but I'm going to drop the 2. And just be Gallagher. No one will know the difference. You know what, though? This show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Brent, when I'm at my best, I can do great things.
Yes, I've noticed that, Doug.
But I'm not always at my best. Sometimes I get bogged down. Life can be overwhelming. That's why I use BetterHelp Online Therapy. So if you're like me and you think therapy can help, BetterHelp is a great option.
That's right, Doug. It's convenient, flexible, affordable, and entirely online. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to match with a therapist. If things aren't clicking, you can easily switch to a new therapist anytime. It couldn't be simpler.
If you want to live a more empowered life, therapy can get you there. BetterHelp is helpful for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself. It isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma. It's helping me, so maybe it could help you too.
Yeah. Well, once again, if you want to live a more empowered life, therapy can get you there.
Visit betterhelp.com/poundcast today to get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/poundcast. But, so you, okay,
Yeah,
it sounds like video game music.
Yeah.
And then you say that you use that thing but do you know video game music at all?
Yeah, like I've always I love video games, and actually before I even wrote that record, I was working for a company called Occupied VR, so I was doing body tracking and stuff like that, and creating characters.
Mm-hmm.
And then the pandemic hit, and I got into like 3D modeling and stuff like that, and then I wrote the record based off of like world building, this like concept of like Maloo and stuff like that. So yeah, there was I was involved in video games. Yeah.
Well, she performed on Office Hours.
Oh.
She was an avatar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You did it, so you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
What do you mean?
like on the screen, it was like some kind of like virtual reality. Like did it map you?
Is it the,
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
it the
yeah,
cover, the album cover, that kind of alien being?
No, it's someone
different
else. This
thing.
other one, like this pink, like kind of blobby looking thing. So like I sculpted this, 3D sculpted this like pink blobby character named Lou, and then for the shows, like I'll face track with my phone, just use like live face track, and then feed it into some software that I have, and then do like the motion tracking live on stage, projected behind me, or like on a scrim or whatever.
Were you actually there, or were you remote?
So you'll see.
Yeah, okay.
What I kind of like about that is that you can kind of see in real time, like the performer myself, like face tracking it, and like all like if I'm just talking or whatever, the avatar is just mimicking everything.
What songs did you do?
I don't know. Dream with You, which is like a breakup song about breaking up with parts of your brain. It's like a mental health record. What else did I do?
I want to dig into that song a little bit.
Yeah.
Now,
And
what part of your brain did you break up with?
I guess some of the like I didn't really get to do that though, as much as I'd like to say. Yeah. All the bad memories, all the troms. Yeah.
The troms.
Yeah, as we would like. But
yeah, what's up with these troms?
yeah, dude, I don't know, dog. I did.
Why do we keep thinking about these troms?
I'm on a loop, bro.
You have troms?
Yeah, I got some troms.
I didn't know that you had troms.
Yeah.
I mean, they could be, they're compared to other people's troms, they ain't shit, but we all got some.
Hey,
I
they're
bet
your
you have some
personal
troms you
troms.
don't even know.
Don't diminish your trauma.
You might not even
just
know about
because
your
you
troms.
think it doesn't compare as to others. Your trauma is just as pertinent, or just as significant to you as someone else's trauma is to them.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm going to break up with it tonight.
Listen to the song. Dream with You.
Okay. Well, that's the show.
Particularly Age of Energy. Is that what it's called?
Oh, yeah,
Age of Energy and Tiny Chiffon.
Tiny Chiffon.
Tiny Chiffon.
Yeah.
Those in particular
Ooh,
sound
you
like
listened
something.
to it. Nice.
And sound like and I'm not saying new, it sounds like older video game music.
Yeah.
From say the early 90s maybe,
Right. Yeah.
Well, you know what I liked about your album is the drum sounds.
Oh, cool.
Because it reminds me of Mouse on Mars. Do you know Mouse on
What's
Mars?
Mouse on Mars? Is that a band or is that a video game?
They're a German duo from I think they still make music, but they were real kind of like ahead of their time, like in the 90s, but they were big, in like the indie world. Electronic duo from Germany.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And they just had this really kind of, it's hard to explain, kind of like spongy sounding bouncy kind of spongy sounding percussion sound, and
Cool.
like all their sound was like, it just sounds like nothing.
Sounds quite different.
It sounds really organic, but
Yeah.
electronic at the same time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It sounds
Yeah.
like it's always kind of like morphing and. But how did you do those kind of like?
Those drums are all in the Tenorion, which are really
Oh,
cool.
really?
I love the drum sounds there because they're really unique. So you can get
I had
like,
no idea.
yeah, it's the audio. You can use it.
I thought you were getting digging deep into some like modular synths or something to get those sounds.
No, not at all.
All everything was made on this thing.
Part of it is like the Tenorion, and then the other half is Chiffon, also known as Kaivita, who's like this other musician. So he also processes his own textures, and then he has like a lot of those like seventh chords and stuff like that.
Oh.
And a lot of the like rubbery kind of bass lines that would be like from his brain for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the Tenorion's also like pretty straight sounding also. And then he like brings like a lot of groove and stuff like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but all those drum sounds, they're like hella cool in the Tenorion because the Tenorion has like the craziest, just amazing textures, incredible textures. And like, so everything is just limited to the Tenorion and to like Kaivita sounds. Yeah. Very fun to write like that, where you don't have to like dive into like writing in Ableton. You have like so many drum sounds and so many sounds that you can like rock, and it's nice to have like limits.
Yeah, there's too many options.
There's too many options. Yeah.
Ableton.
I love
You know what I've
Ableton.
been doing? I'm like, sometimes instead of going through a million, I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah, there you go.
Just put it in, work with it, and then later, after you have built something, you can be like, I could swap that sound out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally, yeah, for sure. What do you produce on? You have an SP404, so you use that like
I
predominantly
just use
for
that live for like comedy stuff because
Nice.
it's like a super robust, like
Not a laptop.
not a laptop, super playable. There's knobs and buttons, and it's also like never failed,
Yeah.
never crashed.
Yeah,
it is
totally.
the most like robust hardware
Yeah,
thing
I still
ever.
have mine. I can like throw that thing against the
Yeah.
wall like 10 times. Yeah.
But I do things on Ableton. That's just what I
Right.
know.
Yeah, Ableton's great.
It's easy to just drag stuff in and chop it up quick. Plus, like, I've been using it so long that it has like my library of like, you can have a folder. You keep getting new sounds and it's all in there. You can kind of just like find stuff and play around with it quick.
Right. Damn, clown, neo clown, huh? Butt juice. I can't.
I've been getting into guitar lately though.
Oh, okay, yeah, guitar, yeah.
Anyway,
good,
back to
cool.
clowns, neo clowns.
No, I just like, this dawned on me. I was like, huh?
You know what a neocon is?
No.
That sounds. I know what a ryokan is in Japan.
A neocon is sort of a slang term for like a neoconservative.
Oh.
Somebody who's like, I don't know who would be the ultimate example of like a neocon. It would be like Dick Cheney or something, like a war hawk, modern conservative kind of. Anyway, neoclown is a great term, and it kind of sounds like neocon. So what's the difference between Toronto?
Or not anymore.
Because I did say if you have anything that annoys you, we like to solve problems.
Oh,
on the
yeah? You
show.
want to solve problems?
yeah.
Okay.
So if you have any annoyances or such similar
things.
things.
Some things I'm noticing. There's some differences between LA and Toronto. Okay, one thing I guess is this annoying? Can this be solved? Do you have pals that like? Where are you from? You're not like LA. Like you weren't born in LA, were you?
Me.
He's born and raised.
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm from
He's from the
Chicago
suburb-
area, so
Chicago
Nice.
it is kind of similar to Toronto.
Yeah. Right.
I've
That's
been
second
to Toronto and I'm like, this is kind of similar
Yeah.
in
right.
a way. It's like a
Right.
dirtier, shittier Toronto, Chicago.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Similar cold ass winters.
For
and-
sure.
yeah.
Windy City, I guess, huh? Second city.
Same second city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I think was Chicago the second city or was Toronto the second city?
I think Chicago was
was
the
the
second
second
city
city,
to,
but
like,
all those-
to New York,
they were
right?
all-
I think.
No.
All
It's
those
second
second
because
city-
it burned down and they had to rebuild it. There was a second
Ah.
city, I think, right? Am I right about that?
Oh,
That
I-
Chicago burned, a lot of stuff burned down.
Well,
and
yeah,
then
and the Great Fire.
the Great Fire, and then the new city they built
They called
was
it
the
the
second
second
city,
city.
I think. I don't know. I don't know.
I'll look it up. But in the meantime,
Second city to New York. She was right.
Yeah. second
Really?
to New York.
yeah,
I
I
heard
think it's
That's
the
what I heard.
second T in New York. It's like New York is the big city, Chicago's the second.
Really? I heard that fire. You better look up that
Look
fire
it up.
story too, Aaron, because I think there's something to it. Well,
You
he's
got to
doing
get to the
Great
bottom
Fire.
of this. Well, what I was going to say is it was interesting because a lot of those second city original people were from Toronto,
In
right?
Chicago.
right?
Yeah.
Well,
Am I thinking of or am I getting that mixed up with SCTV?
you're thinking of SCTV.
Well, which
like
is Second City TV.
Right.
But that's John Candy. And
Kathleen O'Hara, like
Right. Those
Eugene
are
Levy.
all those. Even Eugene Levy, maybe was
Martin
yeah,
Short.
for sure. Martin
Yeah,
Short. Yeah.
all Canadians.
Yeah, all Canadians.
Aykroyd,
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd. Yeah. And then I guess they did SCTV and then
Hemorrhoid.
SNL eventually, I think.
Yeah.
Some.
I'm just saying. I don't know. But
No, there's a Toronto-Chicago comedy connection, definitely.
Yeah. I think
it's
like some
definitely-
people
Belushi.
from Belushi, I don't know. Is he Toronto?
He's
Is he
probably
Canadian?
a Chicago guy.
Yeah.
Anything about that fire by any chance? Okay. No big deal.
He's on it. Look, he's furiously typing
No big
away.
deal. I could have sworn I could be totally wrong.
I heard
could be
both
wrong.
things, but I don't. I have a vague memory of hearing.
Oh,
both
you
of
so
those.
you have heard something about
you know,
the fire
I mean,
thing.
You know, I've
Okay.
heard both versions of that, but
Chicago's on fire.
I think my
Isn't there a
earliest.
movie called or TV show called Chicago Fire?
Yes,
Yeah.
Dennis Leary. Is that
See?
the one?
Yeah,
Leary?
we're There's something to it.
You know what's funny? The second city in Toronto was the theater was a fire station.
Wow, it's all there.
It's all
It's all
coming
there. It's all
back
there.
to me.
I can't believe this is such a crazy coincidence.
Your granddad would have loved
Granddad
this
would have
Oh
loved
yeah,
conversation. you
yeah.
know?
He's got a couple links. He's
Okay, wait, go back. We didn't even say what your thing was.
Oh yeah. Okay, right. So okay, one thing I noticed. Okay, besides like systems here, we won't get into that. But
Systems?
yeah, like there's I guess because we have like a social system in Canada, so everything just kind of sits here, like healthcare. Here you kind of have to like pay for so many things, and you get so many different types of care. But besides that, we won't dive into that. One thing I've noticed is LA is so massive, and I think I'm maybe like stating the obvious. When Toronto people come, they can like get caught up in a bubble, and then they think that this is what all of LA is. For example, my friend came and was like, wow, people here just wear beige. Only beige. Like, no one wears color. I'm like, well, you're in Joshua Tree at like a crystal bowl retreat around like people wearing loose fabrics.
Oh, it's out in the desert.
Yeah, you're in the desert. You're hanging with desert
LA
folk.
people wear only beige. That's
Yeah.
so funny.
That'd be funny.
like-
Is it-
Like, no, there's more to it. Like,
They just
You
Your
just
friends
got
like
stuck.
your friends like everyone in LA wears yellow and purple. What the hell? It's like, yeah, you're the water boy for the Lakers. That's, like, you got to get out of the stadium.
Your friend
Yeah.
was hanging out. Your friend is saying, everybody wears red polo shirts all the time. Just red polo shirts and khaki pants. Red polo shirts, khaki pants. That's all they wear. Yeah, you're in Target right now. It's-
Yeah,
they-
you're
You're an associate at Target.
Yeah.
They do that. They have that in Target in Toronto as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Yes.
you're Best Buy.
Yeah.
You got all the 80s equipment around your utility around your waist, old pagers, etc. A soft, sensible shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when people from Toronto get in a bubble,
Yeah, it's a short visit. So then there's judgment on what LA is, and I'm still like figuring it out. I'm only 2 years in,
yeah.
so I'm still like seeing all the different scenes. Clown juice scene,
Clown juice.
going.
Clown juice. I like that better than butt juice. Clown juice. Yeah, you might get some clown juice. You might get some
Just
clown juice
anything
on
that,
you.
anything that they squirt, it
Anything
could be
they
clown
squirt
juice.
out at you in the audience, it's clown juice.
Yeah.
It's true.
So you dive into that for a bit.
Yeah, you're finding that Los Angeles has so
So
much
many
more,
scenes.
so
Oh,
much
yeah.
variety that you didn't even think about when you first got here.
100%. And then there's like niche jams and like nicher communities. It's wild. My mind is being blown.
You like it.
I love it because you got to find your crew, but don't get stuck in like a weird zone, right? Maybe you don't want to be in like the beige zone. Maybe you don't want to be in the like sex cult zone.
The
Maybe.
Target for too long.
Target for too long, yeah, for
or clown
2
juice.
years.
You don't want to find yourself sinking into a vat of clown juice. drowning in clown juice.
I gotta go back to that clown juice zone
Wait,
and just check it out.
How did you get into the zone you're in?
Right? What do you mean? Like?
Well, you're friends with a lot of my
Eric's zone?
friends, and you're friends with
Our
Eric,
friends?
Andre, and how did you meet Eric?
I met him at South by Southwest, like 2015.
Oh, okay, before
Yeah.
you moved here.
Yeah, a long time ago. So we've been friends for like a long time. Yeah, we met at South by, and it's kind of funny because I was not at the time. I was there for music at South by, but understanding his history and my history, like I went to school for comedy, and then I got into music. He went to Berkeley. He was like a musician, and then he like got into comedy. So
whatever you want to get into, get on into something else.
Yeah, I think so.
Like if you want to be a musician, go to comedy school.
Yeah.
Get that out of the way, and then you'll be like, I can't wait to make music. I fucking hate college. Yeah, don't do something in college you want to do later. Then you'll be like, you'll associate it with school.
Yeah.
And chores and homework.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So that's
There could be something to that.
I think so. Yeah, because there's rules and structure, and maybe you don't like that. Maybe you want to rebel against that.
Yeah, I mean, I was in the police academy.
They shot the police academies at my
Oh, they did?
at Humber College.
I love the police academy.
Yeah. And it was what would be the right term?
But I was in police academy, but I was just like going,
You're just
You're making sound effects.
I actually wasn't even
You're
doing
just
any
in-
police work.
yeah.
I was just like,
you're just in clown
I was
college.
doing Foley the whole time for the other cops. I was like,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So I got the Second City stuff.
Yeah.
So Second City originates as an insult from a series of articles in the New Yorker by A.J. Liebling, later combined into a book called The Second City in 1952. He writes about his hatred for Chicago, contrasted to his hometown of New York City. So he's saying it's second to us and it sucks.
It has nothing to do with fires.
So an etymology popularized by tour guides in Chicago suggests that it refers to rebuilding the city after the Great Fire. So tour guides essentially are taking it back by saying, no, it's about the fire. But it's really this person saying Chicago sucks.
Really? And when did that guy say that?
Sometime before 1952.
before the fire?
Yeah, the fire. Well, the fire is in 1871.
Okay.
So the guy said it. That guy said that before 1871.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. The tour guides are just saying that they're okay. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, but
guys are
when did the
saying-
guy say? When was the hater saying that?
It doesn't say specifically when the first article was written. Just says they were combined into a book in 52.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
Right on.
Interesting. So
There we have it.
that's how information gets spread.
But you know
Tour
what?
guides.
Whenever one city is like hating on another city, that makes the first city, the haters, it just makes them look bad. It's like Chicago isn't over here being like, we're better than New York. And, a lot of people from like the Bay Area or
They
something,
hate
they'll
the
say,
Northern California.
They'll say, oh, yeah, LA sucks or whatever.
Right.
But we're not down here being like, San Francisco
It's
sucks.
all like that. There's every
But,
parallel.
It's
England
it's
and
them because they have maybe they're insecure.
I think that's
We're not
what's
over
going
here
on.
going, San Francisco sucks, man.
Because no one cares. I think that's like
We don't
Toronto.
care. Also, New York hates LA. We're not.
Yeah.
We're not over here going, we hate New York.
Right.
We're like,
Also,
we don't even think about New York. We don't care.
And also, a lot of Europe or in England, hates the United States, but the United States doesn't care. They like it. They like them.
We love it.
I mean, not people like Jack Birch, of course. Jack Birch. But, I lived there for a year. People definitely didn't like, they didn't like United States.
That's like very much like in Canada. Like Montrealers and Torontonians don't like each other.
Oh.
Vancouver and Toronto. Vancouver doesn't like Toronto. Toronto doesn't care. Toronto doesn't like, in some way, doesn't like LA. LA doesn't care, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Derek Beckles has a lot of things to say about Toronto. It's pretty
Gotta
funny.
get Beckles back on here. Talk about that.
Back on here? I don't think he ever was.
He's been on here.
Was he? I can't
believe
remember,
so.
actually.
I believe we.
I can't
had
even
him.
remember, to be honest.
Maybe you weren't here.
No, I think I must have been.
Gotta get Beckles. Okay. Is there anything else before we wrap out the main episode?
I think that's it right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we
Yeah.
solve that real quick?
Yeah. Right.
We just
How do
got
we
So folks
solve
come
that?
by, right? Folks fly over. They get
Yeah.
stuck in a zone. do I just what's my deal?
You got to
You
take
gotta-
them around.
You got to take them
everywhere.
around, show them different,
That's so much
different
work.
colors.
Yeah, I know.
I've noticed
Okay.
that that's a lot of work
Send them-
already.
Oh,
No,
I know. If they
I've
go to
already
the
been doing that.
if they go to
'em
Joshua
a-
Tree and they're surrounded by beige people, you go visit them. Bring your most colorful friends. Bring like Sarah Squirm
Right, yeah.
and dress up like super bright
Like a
colors
clown.
and be like, hey, we're also
Go original clown style.
Yeah, OG clown.
OG clown.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah, I don't
that's
know.
a notch.
You know what you
That
could
is
do?
that's such
If
a
it's-
like niche problem.
If it's
not
too much
really a
work,
problem.
I know.
if it's too much work to take them around, give them an assignment. Create a pamphlet or a brochure for
Oh,
them, and they
now
have to
we're getting
follow. It's
somewhere.
almost a checklist thing. And
Yeah.
you know,
are you into the beige zone or are you into the colorful zone? What's your zone?
you pick your zone, and then that will dictate what what checklist you have to follow or whatever, right? And they do it, and they follow your guide, and you only have to make this once, so it's not
Right.
that much work. You just make it once, and then you
The PDF.
Xerox copy it and give it to them to the new person who comes here or whatever.
You know,
That's it.
someone
That's
else
it.
suggested that,
Oh, really?
oddly enough, because like
Really?
if you have friends that keep coming into LA, you have to like take them out, and friends are coming in like every few weeks.
Where do you
Right.
take them? Where
Yeah.
are you,
Well, that's my
like,
question: is what
Okay.
would be on
where
the
do you take
brochure?
them?
So I usually just go because I lived in Highland Park. I just go to Highland Park, and then anything else that's outside of Highland Park, I'm like, you definitely have to go to Joshua Tree. You should definitely go to Broad Street Oysters in Malibu or in Santa Monica.
Really? I've never heard of that.
Or yeah, is Santa Monica? Yeah,
Maybe I have been there.
it's good.
Is it
It's
like
delicious.
right on the street that like across from the beach?
Yeah, yeah.
I've been there.
In a plaza.
Oh,
In, like,
I
a
guess
bigger
I
plaza.
don't think I haven't been there. I haven't been there.
And like, yeah, just ding those things off. Because like, actually, I find Highland Park to be very similar to Toronto in many ways. But my question to you is, what kind of zones are you in? So there's like the beige zone, there's like clown juice zone, there's like, what zone are you in? Are you self-aware of your zone? Do you have that self-awareness?
Well, I've lived here so long that I know that there's different zones, and there's a lot of great zones to be enjoyed. You know, depends if someone's coming to visit. Yeah, there's a lot of things in Highland Park to offer. There's restaurants, fun bars, great like vintage shops and stuff like that. You know, there's like those basic things that people like. You know, food, drink, coffee shop, whatever.
It's such a your answer was so generic and kind of vague in a way. I mean, it sounded like a tourism thing.
It was like
but
I'm a politician and not answering the question.
Exactly. It was a politician style answer.
What
yeah,
kind
exactly.
of zone do you hang out in? What's your
Well,
community?
I was probably just
deflecting here?
I was what do you call it? I'm just stretching time so I can think about how to answer. I don't even know what my zone is.
Yeah,
I come here. I play
every day.
volleyball.
Okay.
In the summer, it's a different story. I'm at the beach. I'm at the skate parks. You know.
Right, that's your zone. Yeah.
I play volleyball in the park. I kind
Do
of
you skateboard and play volleyball
go
at the same
to
time?
like I don't really go out to bars too much, but when I do, I go to Waltz. I don't want
Waltz?
to dox myself, but I go there sometimes.
Okay.
'Cause they got pinball.
Oh,
I like
nice.
to play pinball.
Yeah.
And I won't be going there anymore, so don't look for me. And I don't. Where else do I go? I like to hike around. I like to do new stuff. Check out new things. You know.
Yeah. That's good.
When I was in high school, I was very interested in different zones, and I had my own zone that was just me. But then I would go to different zones in the school, and from those zones branch out into their greater zones. And I was, I was always, especially in that time, even after, and in college too, I was always interested in different zones, exploring different zones. I went to every zone possible. I try to explore every zone possible.
What do those zones look like? What's a zone for you?
Well, one zone was
Why don't they call this whole area Calzone?
because it's
California. What's your calzones?
Where-
Tell me some of your
yeah.
calzones.
Give me a location on those calzones.
where there's Luigi's, I go there. There's Damiano's. A zone would be, for example, the Club Blue on Mondays on Las Palmas. It's a goth night.
Whoa, really?
That's a zone,
That's
right?
a zone, yeah. That's a big zone.
Or whatever.
That's your zone, a zone you like.
It was a zone I explored.
Let's
was this an
explore that
all
zone a
ages
little
club
more.
or something? What is this?
No.
like a
I
goth
was.
zone. Were you a goth?
Oh, it was. Yeah, I guess it was. It was over 18 at least. Oh no, I had a fake ID. That's what it was.
Really?
Yeah.
Where did you get that, bad
Well,
boy?
I got it when I was.
This bad boy over here.
My friend, it was his old ID that it had expired, but I was able to use it, and
Okay,
I
so it
kind of
wasn't
look like him.
necessarily fake. It was just
I mean, it wasn't mine.
incorrect ID.
It was right.
It was.
It was a
I don't know what you
it
call
was a real ID.
Real
A
ID.
real ID, yeah.
It's a real ID. It's not fake.
You
It's
skipped
real.
elude your ID.
Yeah. Speaking of fake IDs, that's maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about it in this in the unzip. But there's something regarding fake that maybe one day I'll talk about. I don't know.
What's that? What's that fake?
You mean the fake?
No, the fake girls.
Keep it fake with Louisville vegan jerky.
Well, there's that too. There's there's that too. But fake girls
I got
too.
some flavors to choose from. Oh, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll
know.
talk about fake girls. We'll talk about fake girls next on Unzipped. Stay tuned
So
for
if you want to
Unzipped.
keep list, I guess we should wrap the main hour up. But Maylee Todd, how could people? Do you have anything to plug? You have a new album. Check it out. It's on Spotify and anywhere you find music. It's called Malou. It's really cool. And what else can we say? Check out MayleeTodd.com or something.
Yeah. Go for it. Yeah.
Wait, what
yeah.
about social
my
media?
my Instagram? Any Maylee Todd. Just search Maylee Todd. You'll find me.
MAYLEETODD.
This album is really good. It's really, I'm telling them, I know I'm looking kind of almost at you, but I'm looking at the camera to tell them. This is a really good album. You check it out. Malou.
Yes.
Put
Check
it on
it out.
Yeah,
repeat.
check it out.
Put
It's
it
good.
On, put it on.
Yeah.
It's really good.
replay.
It's really good. I recommend it.
Thanks.
I recommend it
Yeah.
too. And I can't wait to see your new clown work and your clown juice.
Great.
What's coming out
Great
this year
explore.
for you?
Well, working on a show at the Illusion.
Wow.
It's called Clowning Around.
Oh, really?
Okay.
It's a clown show.
No.
No. Okay.
Oh.
And then.
But you are
it was
you
a
are
nervous laugh.
doing shows that people can watch though, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Wait.
yeah.
What is the show?
We still have to write it and work
Who?
on it. Me and my friend Inessa Frantowski. Yeah.
Okay.
Who's a comedian here in LA also.
Uh-huh.
And finishing up a season of Working Moms, the show, like the music producer there. So
Oh yeah.
Oh.
we're
Okay.
wrapping up that show, which is nice.
Fun.
All the screams in the background. Those are me.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We'll talk about it on Unzipped.
Yeah.
I need to know more.
By the way,
about that.
here's some other zones you can check out. There's the Improv, then there's the Comedy Store, the Laugh Factory. No,
I'm
just
gonna a couple plugs
Oh.
before we run out of time. Pound House, we're almost at our fundraising limit, but you can, even if we hit that mark, you keep giving, because the more we get, the better the show is going to be. Indiegogo, we have a Pound House Indiegogo fundraising crowdfunding campaign. Look it up. It's pinned. It'll be pinned on my social medias. There's no simple link to it. Indiegogo.
look it up.
I also want to say we're doing a 2 Wet Crew show at Dynasty Typewriter in LA, March 7th. And Fred Armisen's going to be there. Carmen Christopher is going to be there. Our friend
Chase Bernstein.
Chase Bernstein. Tim Heidecker is going to be there for the pun contest. And I have a new Doug's Bugs to premiere. I got a lot. It's going to be
Wow,
jam-packed.
I'm really missing out on that.
Jam-packed show.
Amazing.
And guess what? If you don't live in LA, it's going to be available to live stream.
Is that right?
Yeah. So heads up for that. Look,
I was gonna say if you
the tickets aren't out yet as of this recording, but they'll probably be out by the time this gets released.
Hey, I got something for you if you're interested.
I'm interested.
If you're living near Pittsburgh, Kansas, it's not open to the show, but if you happen to be it's not open to the public, but if you happen to go to college there at Pittsburgh State University on March 7th, same night as their thing, I'm doing a show there, And that's what I'm doing instead of being at that show.
Or if you want to stay in your dorm room and just live stream the 2 Crew show, that's optional.
You could do that too. And
no,
then,
if you do the live stream, you can watch it you can watch it later.
Oh, there you go.
So you could do both.
And also Saturday, is it Saturday? February, is it 11th? Is that or 10th? I think 10th. UC Santa Barbara in Barcadero Hall. There's a show, and I think if you can just go to it if you're not a student.
Sneak in.
If you're into and there might be something coming up March 17th also in Oregon.
St. Patty's Day.
Yeah. I go big. That's my zone.
That's my
That's
zone.
your zone. Now we're talking. That's your zone.
Yeah, I feel like I failed on that answer, or my answer is lame.
No,
Let's
you know
talk
what?
about it. Let's talk about it on Unzipped.
Honestly, I thought I should have said something like this. Oh, well, there's the whole toilet zone I'm in. I spent a lot of time in the toilet zone.
Well, I'll get into it because I did join the YMCA and I forgot that I go there almost every.
Oh, that's a bit of a zone. Oh, that's
Not
kind
every
of
day, but
kind of your old
several times
stomping
per
Yeah,
ground
the
in a
old-
way, kind of.
old gym. Is SA
YMCA,
there?
come on down.
Yeah.
I play squash. All right. If you want to keep listening, patreon.com/poundcast.
We're going to talk about fake girls.
Sign up for that. That's how we keep the wheels on this program. Patreon.com/poundcast. We are going to go Unzipped. Thank you to Jack Birch and Jackie Montana and
Daniel Avila.
Daniel
And, of
Avila.
course, the man himself.
The man himself. Behind the boards, looking up the information that we crave, Aaron Brungart. And Louisville Vegan Foods, lvjco.com. Use the code word Poundcast for 20% off.
And BetterHelp.
And BetterHelp. All right. We've said it all.
Nice.
Bye-bye. Patreon.com/Poundcast. Doug and Brent talking to each other. Doug and Brent, what will they talk about today? Doug and Brent are talking to some pimples. Doug and Brent will talk to their friends. And Doug and Brent talking on the Poundcast.